So now let's learn more HTML tags. So for short notes, cheat sheet and tips and tricks, join our Telegram channel and also follow us on Twitter. Links are in description. So now at the top of this website in this tab you can see that here this is showing a name Stoic Developer Development and Technology. But in this file, this file, it is showing the file name. So basically this is the title of the website. So for showing here text according to our choice, we need to define title in this code of this website. So this is the code of the website. So till now we have written all our code in this body tag. But for showing title here, we need to write title tag in this head tag. So here we will write title, and between these two opening and closing title tag, we will write title of our website. So here I will type Stoic Developer. So if I refresh this page, then you can see that this title is changed of this website. So now let's learn some meta tags that we can write in head tag. So basically this is a meta tag, and in this we can define two attributes. One is name and second one is content. So the name is description. So here we have to type description of our website. What will our website do? How our website is helpful? These all things we need to type in description, and in the similar way we can write the meta tag for keywords. Here we need to type keywords for our website so that it will help search engines to search our website. So according to our website we can type here all meta tags, and this will help our website to rank in search engines. And now also here we can type author name of our website, and if we want to make our website responsive, it means if we want to show all the content perfectly in mobile screen and desktop screen, so for that we need to type this meta tag. So this meta tag lets you control the width and scaling of the viewport so that it's sized correctly on all the devices. And this meta tag is used for specifying the character encoding for HTML documents. So basically these are some meta tags that we have to write in head tag. You don't need to remember these old tags. You can just copy paste in each website. So now we need to type these tags in our website project also. So let's open that project code, and here in this project code in head tag we can write all these tags. So now let's create a table in our website. So for creating table we need to use table tag. So here you can see that these type of tables we can create using HTML table tag. So basically this is the table. Here this line is row of table and this line is column of the table, and the first row in this table is table heading, and after the first row these all are table data. So basically for creating this table, first we need to define this row, and in this row we need to type these headings, and after that we need to put data in our table. So now let's create this table. So basically as I told you, we can use table tag for creating tables in HTML. So first we need to define this opening and closing table tag, and then we need to define the table heading. So for creating table heading, first we need to create table row. So for that we will use tr means table row, and in this table row we need to define table headings, and we can define table heading by th tag. Th means table heading, and in this tag between these two opening and closing tags we have to write the heading. So let's say the first heading is name. So we will type here name, and let's say second heading that we will write here, that is marks. So here we will show students marks. So first heading is name, second is marks, and let's say third one we will create age. So these are the headings of our table. Let me capitalize it. Yeah, that's fine now. So now let's save it, and if I refresh this, then you can see that this heading is appeared here. Now we need to add data in this table. So for adding data we will create another table row. So we will create table row by tr, and then we need to type data in it. So we will use here we will use here td tag. Td means table data. So in table td tag we need to write what is the data. So here we need to write data according to the table headings. Like here first is the name heading. So according to that we need to type here student name. So let's say type here. So let's say type name 1. So this is the name. This data is for name heading. This will appear below the name heading. Now we need to type data for marks. So we will use another td tag. Td means table data, and in this we will type marks 20 marks. And now we will create here third table data, and in this we will type age. Let's say age is 12 years. Now let's save it, and if I refresh this page, so now you can see that the data is added automatically below the table headings. So now let's say create another table row for adding, for showing more data. So here we will copy and paste this, and here I just change the values. So name to marks 24 and age let's say 11 years. and I will create another table row, and in this we will type another details like name is T3, marks is 18, and age is 13 years old. So now if I refresh this page, then you can see that the old data is automatically added below these headings. Like here is the name heading, and below that these name 1, name 2 are automatically added. So by this way we can create a simple table. So now here one thing you can notice that this table is very simple. It has no boundary. So for adding boundary and for adding extra style effects, we need to add style here. So for that we will add here style attribute, and in this we can write all style properties. But again I am saying to you that this is a CSS part. Styling of any element is CSS part. So here we will learn just basic about the styling table, and more better and advanced styling we will learn in our CSS course. So stay tuned for that also. So now for adding border in this table we will use border property, and in this border property we have to write three things here. One is that what width will be of that border. Like here will be the border around this table. So what will be the width of that? So let's say we will type here 1 pixel. So 1 pixel will be width. Now we need to type that what type of the border will be. Like the border will be dotted or it will be a single line. What will be it? So if we want the straight line, it means solid line. So for that we will type here solid. And now we have to type here the color of that border. So let's say for now we will add here black. So the border color will be black, it will be solid, and it has width 1 pixel. So now let's save it, and if I refresh this now, so now you can see that here is a border around the whole table. So if I also want to add border around these all rows, so for that I will copy this and I will paste this style in all these table row. Here we can use alt key. If we hold alt key and then we click, then we can create here multiple cursors. Like here I have only one cursor now, and anything I will type will be written here. But now let's say if I want to type the same thing in different locations, so for that I can hold the alt key, and then if I click here, then it will create multiple cursors, and here I can write the same thing in different location at one time. So now I paste this style here, and if I refresh this page now, so now nothing changed here. This is because we need to add the same style in all these table headings and table data. So let me add this same thing in table headings and table rows. So I pasted the same property in all these table headings, table row, and table data. So now here you can see that here is the boundary around all the data that we written in this table. So by this way we can create the table and we can add boundary and other styling also. So now let's learn about input fields and forms. Till now anything that we have created using HTML, in that we are showing data to user. Now let's say if we want to get data from user, so for that we will use input fields. So now let's say in our website we want to create a system in that users can type their name and then we will store that name. So for getting user's name, we need to create an input field. And in HTML, we can create input field by typing input. And in this, we need to pass a attribute type. We need to type, and here we need to show that what is the type of input, like what type of information we want to get from users. So with that we need to type here. So we want to get user's name, and that is a text type. So we will type here text, and then we need to close this input field. So by this way we can create any input field. So now if I save it and if I refresh this page, so for now let me hide this table so that we can clearly understand the input field better. So yeah, now you can see that this is a input field, and in this input field we can type any value. So here this is a input field for text input. Now let's say if I want to get any location or name of user or anything that is in string, so for that we will use here type text. Now let's say if I want to get number, like I want to get users marks, user age, so for that also I will create input, and in this I will type, and in type we want to get number, so for that I will type here number, and then I will close this tag. So now if I refresh this, then you can see that here another box is appeared, but here is different between both. Here I cannot type anything string. If I'm typing anything string like abcd and this type of alphabet I am typing, that is so this field is not recognizing them. But let's say if I type any number, it is here. But if I type anything string, that is not showing in this box, only numbers are showing. And also here is a up down counter, so from that we can increase and decrease the count of number that is showing in this input box. And in this text box we can type any number or any string, anything we can type in this text box. So basically in HTML there are different type of input box. So these type of input box we can create, like for number we can type here number, and let's say if I want to get email, so for that I can type here email. So in this box we can only input the any email address we can type in this box. And for phone number also we can type here phone, and also let's say I want to get password. Yeah, this is the password box. So in this it will not show the text, it will show this black dot, and anything that will write it will not shown on the screen. So by this way we can create a password also, and by using range we can create a range slider, and from this we can set any range. And if we want to get a date, then we can create a date box, and also we can create a checkbox and radio button. So by this way we can create different type of input box. Now let's say if we want to show here a heading for each input box, like we want to show that what we need to type in that input box. So for that we can use here label tag, and we can create label tag by this way. This is opening label tag and this is closing label tag, and between these two opening and closing label tag we need to type heading that we want to show upon that input box. So let's say first we want to get name of user, so we will type here name, and now let's say save it. And if I refresh this, so now you can see that name appeared here. So now here in this label tag we need to pass one attribute, that is 4, and in this 4 we need to type id of input box for which we are creating this label. Let's say we are creating this label for this input box, so we need to type here name. This will be name of this input field. Let's say we want to get full name, so we will type here full name. And now we need to create id also for this input box, we need to create id, so we will type here id, and here we also type full name. And now here in this input box we need to pass 4. In 4 we need to pass here the id of this input box, because there are different type of input box. So for that we need to create unique name and unique id for every input box. And then for if we want and then if we want to show label, so in label in 4 attribute we need to pass that id. Okay, so by this way we can create label and we can create input box. Now let's say here we want to get age of user, so we will type here age. Here we will type email. So here I have written label for every input box. Now let's save it and let's refresh this page. So now here you can see that label for each input box is appeared here. So now here we can type all information here, and we can check these check boxes, and also we can use these radio buttons. So by this way we can create input box and label for every input box. So now here you can see that if we want to get all information of this user, so for that we will get this information on the front end, and then we need to store this information in our server. So for that we can put these all tags in a form. So for creating that form we will use form tag. We will type here form. So this is the form, and we will put all these tags in this form. So by this way we can create this form. So by using this form tag there is no difference in the front end, but when we send these data to the backend and we want to store it, so for that we can create a form. So it will be easy for us to get all the data from this input box and then send it to the server. For now we are just learning that how we can create form and we can create a layout of web page. Later in upcoming videos we will learn JavaScript language, and we will also learn that how we can send this data to backend. So basically these are small input box. Now let's say we want to type a large text. So for that we can use text area, and here we need to type these attributes, and any name we can type here, and also we need to type here id, and here we need to type that how much columns and rows will this text area have. So for now let's refresh this. So now here you can see that this text area is appeared here. These are the rows. So basically here 10 rows, and these are the columns. So here 30 columns. Now let's say if I increase these columns to 80 and then I refresh this page, then you can see that the width is increased of this text area because columns are increased. So basically by this way we can create these input box, label, text area and form. So I think that's enough for this video. We will learn more HTML tags and we will complete that website in upcoming videos. So please like, subscribe and comment if you have any doubt.